Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today we will present another bestseller audiobook, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is just a summary of the book How to Win Friends and Influence. If you want to listen to the full audiobook complete for free, scan this QR code now or click on the link below. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a 1936 self-help book written by Dale Carnegie. Over 30 million copies have been sold worldwide, making it one of the best-selling books of all time. Carnegie had been conducting business education courses in New York since 1912. In 1934, Leon Shimkin, of the publishing firm Simon & Schuster, took one of Carnegie's 14-week courses on human relations and public speaking, and later persuaded Carnegie to let a stenographer take notes from the course to be revised for publication. The initial 5,000 copies of the book sold exceptionally well, going through 17 editions in its first year alone. In 1981, a revised edition containing updated language and anecdotes was released. The revised edition reduced the number of sections from 6 to 4, eliminating sections on effective business letters and improving marital satisfaction. In 2011, it was number 19 on Time's list of the 100 most influential nonfiction books. Contents. The 1981 edition of How to Win Friends and Influence People is broken into the following parts. 12 things this book will do for you. Fundamental techniques in handling people. 12 ways to win people to your way of thinking. And Be a Leader, how to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. The 1936 edition also contained Letters that Produced Miraculous Results and 7 Rules for Making Your Home Life Happier. Since the original release, examples and stories used in the books were adjusted to remain more relevant. Newer editions have only 4 parts to the book, including Fundamental Techniques in Handling People, 6 Ways to Make People Like You, How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking, and Be a Leader, How to Change People Without Giving Offense or Arousing Resentment. Origins, How to Win Friends and Influence People was released. The genre of self-help books had an ample heritage. Authors such as Orison Swett Marden and Samuel Smiles had enormous success with their self-help books in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Dale Carnegie began his career teaching night classes at a YMCA in New York, later expanding to YMCAs in Philadelphia and Baltimore. He then taught independently at hotels in London, Paris, New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and Baltimore, writing small booklets to go along with his courses. After one of his 14-week courses, he was approached by publisher Leon Shimkin of the publishing house Simon & Schuster. Shimkin urged Carnegie to write a book, but he was not initially persuaded. Shimkin then hired a stenographer to type up what he heard in one of Carnegie's long lectures and presented the transcript to Carnegie, who edited and revised it into a final form. To market the book, Shimkin sent 500 copies of the book to former graduates of the Dale Carnegie course, with a note that pointed out the utility of the book for refreshing students with the advice they had learned. The 500 mailed copies brought orders for over 5,000 more copies of the book, and Simon & Schuster had to increase the original print order of 1-200 quickly. Shimkin also ran a full-page ad in the New York Times, complete with quotes by Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller on the importance of human relations. Originally published in November 1936, the book reached the New York Times bestseller list by the end of the year, and did not fall off for the next 2 years. Simon & Schuster continued to advertise the book, relying heavily on testimonials as well as the testable approach the book offered. Reception. How to Win Friends and Influence People became one of the most successful books in American history. It went through 17 print editions in its first year of publishing and sold 250,000 copies in the first 3 months. The book has sold over 30 million copies worldwide since and annually sells in excess of 250,000 copies. A 2013 Library of Congress survey ranked Carnegie's volume as the 7th most influential book in American history. How to Win Friends and Influence People was number 8 on the list of top checkouts of all time by the New York Public Library. After How to Win Friends and Influence People was published in November 1936 and ascended rapidly on bestseller lists, the New York Times reviewed it in February 1937. They offered a balanced criticism, arguing that Carnegie indeed offered insightful advice in dealing with people, but that his wisdom was extremely simple and should not overrule the foundation of actual knowledge. The satirical writer Sinclair Lewis waited a year to offer his scathing critique. He described Carnegie's method as teaching people to smile and bob and pretend to be interested in other people's hobbies precisely so that you may screw things out of them. However, despite the criticism, sales continued to soar, and the book was talked about and reviewed as it rapidly became mainstream. Scholarly critique was little and oscillated over time. Due to the book's lay appeal, it was not significantly discussed in academic journals. In the early stages of the book's life, the few scholarly reviews that were written explained the contents of the book and attempted to describe what made the book popular. As time passed, however, scholarly reviews became more critical, chiding Carnegie for being insincere and manipulative. How to Win Friends and Influence People was written for a popular audience, and Carnegie successfully captured the attention of his target. The book experienced mass consumption and appeared in many popular periodicals, including garnering 10 pages in the January 1937 edition of Reader's Digest. The book continued to remain at the top of bestseller lists and was even noted in the New York Times to have been extremely successful in Nazi Germany, much to the writer's bewilderment. It was written that Carnegie would rate butter higher than guns as a means of winning friends, something diametrically opposite to the official German view. Carnegie described his book as an action book, but it is today categorized as one of the first in the self-help genre. Almost every self-help book since has borrowed some type of style or form from Carnegie's path-breaking bestseller. Legacy Warren Buffett took the Dale Carnegie course, How to Win Friends and Influence People, when he was 20 years old, and to this day has the diploma in his office. The book is said to have greatly influenced the life of television and film actress Donna Reed. It was given to her by her high school chemistry teacher, Edward Tompkins, to read as a sophomore at Denison, Iowa High School in 1936. Upon reading it, she won the lead in the school play, was voted campus queen, and was in the top 10 of the 1938 graduating class. Charles Manson used what he learned from the book in prison to manipulate others into killing on his behalf. During the 1998 kidnapping of LDS missionaries in Saratov, Russia, the kidnapped missionaries used strategies from the book in an attempt for leniency from their captors. Now that we have reached the end of this video, ready to embark on a journey of personal growth and positivity, dive into the timeless wisdom of How to Win Friends and Influence People with a 30-day free trial on Audible. Discover practical strategies to cultivate a positive mindset, overcome obstacles, and achieve your goals. Start your free trial today and unlock the How to Win Friends and Influence People in your life. Don't wait. Take the first step towards a happier, more fulfilling future now. So scan now this QR code or click on the link below to listen to How to Win Friends and Influence People completely free. Thank you for staying with us until now, and if you liked this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell because that's the only way you can be notified when we post a new bestseller. Thank you for staying with us until now, and until next time, we wish you all the best.